welcome to Cooking with Abba. Today we're going to do meat and chicken, but we're going to go the oil-free way, which is very much healthy. And so if you have an air fryer and you've not tried this out, please, this is a video for you. So I'm going to start off with my meat, and you realize this is very juicy. This is very beautiful, well cooked, and there is no oil. So this is fresh meat, yes, and I usually buy it very fresh from the butcher's house, and I freeze it. So this one I took it out from the freezer the night before, and so there was a little bit of ice in there. Yes, so I just have to make sure that I wash my meat first and foremost. Yes, from the butcher's house, what I buy is neat, but I can't really trust these things so much. So once I split them apart, I just put a little bit of water in there, and then I added in some apple cider vinegar. Yes, if you have lemons, if you have salt, you can use it just to wash it just a little bit. That helps clean properly. Then you know that you are very safe with what you actually eating. So once I wash this off, obviously I have to pour the water away, drain the water away. If you're going to do your meat, especially in your air fry, you don't really want to have so much water in there. And yes, I did a second wash to be sure that my blood was less. Yes, so when you're washing meat and you want to know whether it's good, usually you realize that the first wash always has more blood in there, but your second wash always has less blood in there. So once I'm done, I come into my spice, and I had some charred garlic, yes, and I added in some salt. Then I went in with my protein spice, which is part of my 10 most essential spice mixes you should check out on the channel as well. Then I have this chili. Yeah, this is actually a present for me for Rwanda, and thank you very much, George. I really do like this chili sauce. Yes, so this akabanga chili oil, and this is the akabanga chili sauce, and I'm really loving it. I think I have to visit Rwanda and get a lot of it. So honestly, I was a bit scared because this one can be very hot, so I was a bit scared. I didn't want to use all in at a go, but I added it in bits till I got to that pepper level I can really tolerate. Yes, in there. So I just mixed everything up, making sure that every part of the meat has enough of the spice. Yes, so as I'm doing, I'm just adding just little bits more of it, and you can check the description button for the quantities you need to work with. This meat, I really loved it because it was overpowering, it was tasty, and it was bay, you know that thing. So I added in some cooking wine. That's something a lot of Ghanaians don't do, but cooking wines actually help your meat when it comes to even how juicy and how succulent it is and how sweet it is. Yes, so I added that in and then mixed it up, and then I covered and folded it up as well. So thank you, Josephine, for the cooking wine, and she sent me all the way from the US. Oh, thank you very much. I'm really enjoying cooking with this wine in there. At least for my proteins that go into my air fryer, I don't play with my wine in there. So I let it sit for like 30 minutes so that the meat gets relaxed and it marinates well, like the juices and things really goes in properly. Then on my rack, in my air fryer pan, I just arrange all of it into it. It's very essential you really marinate this some few minutes before, at least 30 minutes before, so that everything is retained. And like I said, you don't need water around it, you don't need oil around it, nothing in there, because your meat would have bits of oils in there which would actually come out from it. So I used the whole chicken function, which is 180 degrees for 30 minutes, and within 15 minutes into the cook time, I actually checked to see whether things were going well, and I had to flip the other side of the meat. You can try to leave it like that, but you know, one side will be well done, the other side may not come out too great. Yes, so 15 minutes in, I just, you know, turned it over and then allowed it to go. So this is actually very easy, and this one, when you're done, the taste is good, the texture is good, and it's easier to go with. So you need to make sure that you try my spice mix, and then you really do this at home. And this is good for those who are trying to do keto. Yes, you need good oils, but you don't need so much. Those who are actually trying to reduce their oil intake, their cholesterol, and all those things, yes, this is the best way to go oilless or with less oil technically. So yes, at the time my meat was done, after the 30 minutes of 180 degrees baking, my meat was looking good, very good. Yes, very, very good. And you realize the meat was coming out from the bones. Trust me, this one has no blood oozing through it. No, it cooks and cooks perfectly into the inner part. So I just transferred it into my bowl, and then I like to pour the juice under it into it, because if you don't add the juice and then it cools up, it can be very, very tough or hard. And I like to have my spice and my broth in there as well. So I just pour it into it. It's going to suck it up into the meat itself, and I still retain my flavors as much as possible. You can see the bones are already coming out of the meat because it's very well cooked. And then I did some later into my wache stew, and you should check this wache video as well. This wache video, I used wache leaves powder, and it was super, super, super. So yes, this is how to actually do your air fryer meat. Now let's go to our chicken. Yes, if you have chicken, you want to try it out. Now for your chicken, it's pretty much the same, and trust me, I don't think you go back to your cooking of chicken after you've tried this one. Let me be very honest, this one there, it is very easy to do. The taste is better, the texture is better, the stress is less. That's what I loved most about it. So you realize my chicken was well flaky, it was juicy, the skin was not wet, mushy, no. So I had my chicken in, then I poured in my chicken spice, yes, which is part of my 10 essential spices. That video there, so show, now then I added in my salt. Then I added in my chili oil, yes, my kabanga chili oil from Rwanda, which I'm loving it so much. Thank you once again to George. I really do love this oil. It's like making my dishes all stand out in there. So yes, I just mix it all up to make sure that every part of the chicken has the spice, the salt, and the oil, the pepper oil. And the pepper oil, yes, it's not so much. So even though there's oil in there, it's not like giddy like that. And then my cooking wine from Josephine, yes, I just poured in the cooking wine as well. And like I said, cooking with alcohol actually improves a bit of your texture, and then it also adds up to the flavor profile of your protein. But if you don't take in alcohol, or you don't want to cook with alcohol, that is okay. I think one myth people have with cooking with alcohol is they feel they're going to get intoxicated or something, but the reality is, as you cook it and the heat comes to it, the alcohol actually evaporates. That's the reality. So by the time you're done, there's no alcohol standing in that is going to get you boozed. And for cooking, alcohol is sweet, and the alcohol level is not that high in there. And yes, you can try the local version, the one I used, the palm wine, which is also on the channel. So you can use your palm wine to make your meat and to make your chicken. It's on my channel as well. If you don't have an air fryer as well, you can check out that palm wine video as well, because that enables you to actually use your grill or your frying pan without oil to also do that in as well. So I just arranged this in the pan. Note that I actually let it sit down for like 30 minutes before. Yes, always make sure it sits down so that it marinates it in. Yes, so I added some corn flour around it. Yes, it brews some, the not the one that's yachim, no, just to get that crispiness on the outside. But I realized that with or without it, it comes out great. You don't really need the cornstarch that much, because with or without it, you're still going to get good results in there. So that's one thing you can also note in there. And then you just do your whole chicken function, which is a 180 degrees for 30 minutes, and sweetheart, you are good to go. And the cook time, yes, it worked. I was thinking, I was a bit scared because I like to chew my bones, but when it was done, I was able to still chew my bones, and there was no blood running through it. So that means that you can still get good results. Make sure your chicken chunks are good sized and it's not overly loaded, and you're going to get good results as well. So yes, I just have to make sure that when it's going halfway, you flip it to get both sides, so that some side won't be very wet and some side very crispy. Yes, and the skin was even nice. You could even chew it, which was great in there. And for the chicken, when you're done, the oils in the chicken, especially from the skin and all those things, they drain to the base, which also helps you reduce your oil or your fat intake. So this is very easy. This is very practical. Yes, after doing this, I don't waste my time steaming chicken and frying chicken anymore with so much oil. Yes, be realistic. Even in Ghana or around the world now, oil prices keep shooting up. Yes, the cooking oil. So it's even cheaper to go this way without the oil. And hey, it was tasty, it was good. And Charlie, before I could say Jack, me, I'd already chewed one before I was able to even take a picture. So yes, this is my air fryer chicken and meat video. I hope you did learn a lot today. I hope you're going to try it out. You'd really be marveled by the result. You really love the result. This chicken oil, please don't pour it away. Oh, you can use it in your stew. You can, even fry omelette and things with it. It's good base for you. And like I said, whenever you're done with your air fryer, make sure you soak it a bit with water for it to soften. Then use your normal sponge to wash it. No harsh abrasives in your air fryer, so it stays long for you. So I see you in the next food video. Do live life to the fullest. Please make sure you subscribe, you like and share before you go. Do live life to the fullest. Be joyous, be merry. Lots of love for my team and I. Mwah.